video is gonna be a little bit different from my last videos. In my previous videos, I was explaining about the expression of apologizing, expression of asking and telling about health, and also describing something or describing object. These topics are actually part of the materials of basic speaking class that I had in this semester. It's actually 7 topics in total that I had learned during the semester, which are about condolence, sympathy, compliments, complaining, asking and telling self or other activities, describing people or object, asking and telling about health, and also apologizing. So in today's video, I am going to wrap everything up into a conclusion. Like, I am going to retell and reviewing the topic one by one concisely, and it is more like a reflection video. And also, I will give my impression or my opinion toward offline and online classes and stuff, and something like that. I will mention and evaluate my strengths and my weaknesses in speaking class during this semester. The first one is about sympathy. Sympathy is what you experience emotionally by mentally putting yourself in another person's place. The definition of sympathy is feelings of pity and sorrow for someone else's misfortune. Examples of sympathy are, I can imagine what you feel, I am sorry to hear that, or what a terrible situation. The second one is about condolence. Condolence is an expression of sympathy to another person, especially on the occasion of a death. These expressions are useful in our daily life because we sometimes confuse how to show our condolence to people who is in trouble. The common expression of condolence is rest in peace, and then we have I am sending healing prayers and comforting hugs, or I am sorry for your loss. I believe that she or he is already in a better place. The next one is about giving compliment. Compliments is a polite expression of praise or admiration for someone or something. Expression that we can use to give compliment to people is, for example, you are so talented. You are such a hardworking person. I admire you. Or, she has a great charisma that cannot be duplicated by anyone. The next one is about complaining. Complaining is the expression of dissatisfaction or annoyance about something. For example, you want a refund of a product or a service that didn't live up to your expectation. You can use this expression before you start complaining. The first one is, I am sorry to trouble you, but blah blah blah. I'd like to make a complaint. I got a little bit of problem, and you tell what you are about to complain. Remember to be polite and explain it clearly. And then we have the expression of asking and telling about self or other activities. Asking or telling people about what kind of activities the other person has been doing recently. The examples are, how have you been up to? How have you been doing, or how you doing? The answer to this question, you can simply say not much, or I was studying, or I was working. And now about describing. Whether describing person, describing people, or describing object. Describing is defined as giving details about a person, thing, or event. When we are describing people, it means we are talking about their physical appearance or personality, and when we're describing object, it means that we are trying to report the details about the object. We also have the expression of asking and telling about health. It is the polite ways to ask about someone's life, something refers to their health condition recently. The expression that we can use, for example, are you alright? Have you seen the doctor recently? Or you look like you are in pain, are you? Finally, the last one is expression of apologizing. The expression of apologizing is I am sorry, or I do apologize for, or please accept my apologize for. Apologizing is about to express regret, asking forgiveness for something that someone has done wrong. So basically, apologizing is to tell someone that you are sorry for something that you have done wrong that caused unhappiness or problem for them. Since coronavirus outbreak happening in our country, the government forcing people to do the social and physical distancing as the act of awareness, so that people have to do everything from home, included studying. So it is studying or learning from home. That is the reason why we are experiencing the online classes currently. Now, I would like to give my opinion and impression toward offline or face-to-face classes and online classes. For me, face-to-face meeting has more benefit. Why? Because it is more interesting to meet people in real life, especially for speaking class, which required us to speak and respond or having interaction to each other. From attending offline class or face-to-face meeting, we can get the essential meaning of socializing. We can feel the connection, we can feel the emotion through the direct conversation between us and other people. And also we can follow the materials that is given by the lecturers quickly and to understand it easily. While for the online class, I think we can have more times to do our hobbies because we don't go out every day, going to the campus or going to the school every day. And the second thing is about the time management. Since we are not engaged to do any activities out of the house, so we can optimize our schedule to do many things. And then for the negative side, on the top of the list, it is about the internet connection. Any trouble that is related to internet connection is truly frustrating, especially when we have assignment that we have to complete it in a limited times. Next one is about the focus. We need more effort to bring the focus because so many distractions around. I think that is my impression on both of the classes. So when we're talking about speaking ability, if I could give myself a score from 1 to 10, I would rate myself 7.5. Why? Because I admit that I still have tons of weaknesses. Some of them are I still cannot think in English. Sometimes when I speak to someone in English, I absorb their sentences and then I try to translate it into my native language, which is Bahasa Indonesia. And sometimes before I replied it, I also arrange my sentence in Bahasa Indonesia first and then I convert it to English. So the activity of translating is still happening inside of my head. And that is the reason why I sometimes stuck in the middle of conversation. This whole process takes so much time. And then the second one is about lack of vocabulary. But I do understand that every language has low frequency word that is seldomly used by foreign language learners, so there must be a hard words to understand. The next one is about I am too much concerning on grammar while speaking. Many people told me, even native speakers have ever said that when it comes to spoken English, the grammar is not that important. As long as our sentence is understandable, it is fine. And the last one is about the confidence issue, that I am still finding the way to solve it. While for my strength in speaking, I think I don't have that much, but something that I realize is some of the lecturers, the teachers, and my friends said that I have a pretty good English word pronunciation, which is the thing that I am very thankful, but I do realize that I still have to improve it. And then the next one, I guess, my listening ability. I would say that my listening ability is pretty good. I could understand what people say clearly, and I think the listening ability has a strong relation and it really supports the speaking ability. I realized that I must have a lot of speaking practice in order to make my speaking skill improved, and yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Today's video is gonna be a little bit different from my last video. In my previous video, I was explaining about the expression of apologizing, asking and telling about help, and also describing please last video and also I am gonna mention and evaluate and also and experience emotionally by mentally. So sympathy is what you La ilaha illallah. Or my impression. Kelopak.